Hi, this is Sugar Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, very interesting story coming from the world of wrestling. Yes, wrestling. Now, this is pretty cool to talk about because for those that don't know your boy BT before, I liked any sport, whether it be boxing, baseball, hockey, basketball, whatever the sports I like now. Before any of that, I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid. You know, Rob Van Dam was my hero. Stone Cold Steve Austin. These kind of guys. These are guys that really enriched my childhood at a young age. I really used to really enjoy wrestling. Not so much now, but I used to enjoy it like in the early 2000s. But anyway, Stephanie McMahon. Yes, that's Stephanie McMahon. She was recently at a event called the Wells Fargo TMT Summit. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but it sounds pretty legit. She was there at a big thing in Las Vegas, and she had expressed a desire for the WWE to maybe make a play in the boxing world, in the boxing industry. So, very interesting stuff. Now, I'm not going to read you the whole quote because it's a long quote, but I'm going to start from the part where she talks about the boxing. So, she says, it's another big opportunity around a business that is, kind of all over the place like boxing. Who is the lineal champion? Who is the WBC champion? Who's the this? It's kind of all over the place. That's what professional wrestling was some 40 years ago. My father, Vince McMahon, was the chairman and CEO, obviously, and had the opportunity to roll up all those different territories and create one major brand in the WWE. That has now gone from a regional, territorial content play to a global media franchise. And how can we then replicate that in other areas with boxing being the idea of one of them. Now, listen, man, being someone who's involved in the boxing world, covering it and whatnot, one thing I know about boxing, especially on the professional level, is boxing is very disorganized. You talk about all the governing bodies, all the sanctioning bodies, subtitles, all these things that cause a lot of confusion for fans and don't really, I believe, protect the best interests of boxing when we talk about long term. It dilutes what meaning a champion is. So when a fighter wins a world title, he can't even really increase his profile because there's 3 or 4 others of him. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I think it'd be amazing to get WWE involved in boxing. I mean, one thing we know about the World Wrestling Entertainment in the big global entity that is with them is first and foremost, they know how to put out a marketable product because they have the best, I think, production team in the world. So that's number one. Number two, we know that they have old money. I'm talking about they got money, they have influence and affluence with a lot of the networks. So I don't really think it would be that hard for the fighters to get dates if WWE somehow, or the people that run WWE, got involved in boxing and set up infrastructure. And that's another thing right there. Infrastructure. A lot of these promotional companies, like aside from Top Rank, when you look at the infrastructure of, like, let's say a Matchroom Boxing or PBC or Golden Boy, the infrastructure ain't really what it should be. And I feel like that's one thing this could do for boxing. It would really increase the presentational aspect of boxing. One thing that wrestling is famous for, and one thing that I still have great memories of as a kid, are those amazing video packages they would have, those amazing video highlight packages they would have of, just wrestling, to get people excited for the main event. Like, for example, I remember when I was a kid, WrestleMania 17. You had The Rock versus Stone Cold. And that was the infamous WrestleMania where Stone Cold became a villain, he became a heel, and then he went ahead and basically turned on The Rock and teamed up with Vince McMahon to set him up, and they had the whole video package where it was like it kind of took you on a journey, and they had Limp Bizkit's song "My Way" playing, and you felt, by the time that video packaging was done, you felt like you were ready to watch the main event. And I just don't feel like we have enough of that in boxing as far as presentation and content is concerned. So I feel like they would definitely up the presentational aspect of boxing up like tenfold, which is what boxing needs, because boxing lacks storytelling. Boxing, for as emotional of a sport as it is, I don't think boxing does enough of the storytelling with these fighters to get the viewers and the fans more emotionally invested into who it is that's stepping into that ring. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many great stories to be told in boxing. So there's that. And yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of parasites in boxing with these promoters. Truth be told, all of them, even the ones I like I like Bob Arum, but like all of them. At this point, boxing has gotten to a point where the promoters have become a slave to the networks, and the promoters don't really promote, you know? So if WWE were to come into boxing, and let's just say they got Eddie Hearn and De La Hoya up out of here. They got Heyman up out of here, Arum out of here. I think I truthfully believe from the bottom of my heart that they could do a better job than what Arum and Heyman and these guys are doing, because they understand entertainment, they understand production, and really, yeah, okay. People who are in the boxing business are going to use the argument, well, they don't understand the boxing business, but that can always be learned through time. But what we've seen in boxing is that a lot of the promoters that are in the boxing business they don't really understand entertainment. They don't understand storytelling. They don't understand how to get people genuinely connected with their product. And that's why I think WWE will have a great chance to make some noise in boxing. So make of that what you will, but Stephanie McMahon has expressed that WWE is considering making some acquisitions within the boxing business. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes peeled to all news outlets and my ears glued to the streets to hear more about these kind of stories, because this is very intriguing to me, and I think it would provide a much needed and a much needed shakeup in the boxing business. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you could love me or you could hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
True School Sports, he's the truth, one of the best the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing too. You are spectacular, and
Thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.